What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. Sorry for the delay. I had to wrestle Doug away. Him and Daniel Negreanu were doing some sort of wrestling match on the outside from Twitter. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. You guys were negotiating some terms. I mean, he was in a strict negotiation with Daniel, but we finally got the podcast set up. Happy to be back with a new Poker Live podcast. My name's Phil Hellmuth, aka Chicago Joey. Before we get into it, guys, I got a couple sponsors for today's podcast. The second one, Doug's actually not going to believe how this second one came to be.
I don't even know what they're going to be.
He doesn't know. I haven't told him what they're going to be. The first one, guys, is for, I've been telling my buddy John Beaupre, I got to help him out with his book, the PLO Quick Pro Manual right here, guys. There's a lot of good PLO resources out there right now. Of course, we got the Upswing PLO course. This book right here, if you're learning PLO, transitioning to PLO, if you've been playing it for 25 years, you need this book, PLO Quick Pro. It's I've read this book like 11 times.
I didn't know that.
I just read through it. I feel like my fundamentals are messed up. I check out the book. John says, please, can you help me out? I said, John, we'll put it up there. Doing a special offer this week, 20% off. Link in the description below. If you want to get the book, PLO Quick Pro Manual. If you don't have it, I don't know, man. You're missing out.
I don't.
Second one, guys. Now, like I said, you're probably not going to believe this.
I'm not going to believe it. I don't know what it is.
So you guys know about how Doug wears the white socks a lot, right? I put on Twitter. I said, listen, if this gets 100 likes, I'll make sure Doug gets some new socks. So Under Armour actually got in touch with me. Under Armour got in touch with me, and they said, "Hey, the CEO, he watches Doug's videos. They've been a lot of help to him in the home games up in Silicon Valley." They said, "Listen, man, go get Doug a pair of black socks from Under Armour on us, and that way he can change from white socks over to black socks." I made sure I got a little bit of gray in there. It makes it look a little bit of white, kind of ease you in a little transitional sock.
Right.
So, guys, shout out to Under Armour. Make sure you guys go pick up Under Armour socks. If you want to go, I think you may be able to use a promo code. No, I don't think we have a promo code for this one. But, yeah, guys, Under Armour socks. Here you go, Doug, by the way.
Thank you. No, it's actually, it'll come in handy. I mean, I'm going to wear some right now.
That's for you.
Did Under Armour did not reach out to you?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They did?
Under Armour, yeah.
Under Armour reached out to you?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
I know. It's great. I know. I'm not trolling, man. Right, anyways, whatever, guys. Right. We got to get into things here. And he's put the socks on right now. I appreciate that, Doug. Listen, man, it's time to get out of the white sock phase. I know it is kind of small.
You're small, dude. It barely fit.
Too small?
Yeah, I got big feet.
Oh, might need to take them back. Don't worry, man. I got that. I'll call up my guy, my contact there. But yeah, guys, welcome to the podcast today. Joining me today on the podcast is a young man who everybody knows already. If you play poker, you know this guy. If you watch poker content, you know this guy. If you watch YouTube, you know this guy. If you watch The King of the Hill, you know this guy as the former undisputed heads-up champion of the world, but now he got taken down by Phil Hellmuth. Can we call you debatably? Are you still the best heads-up no-home player in the world, or is this a debate still, or what?
I liked how during my reign, you not one time said undisputed. You always said debatably, and then the moment I'm finally beaten, you're like former. I never got my moment of glory. No, I'm just kidding, man. I mean, look, Phil Hellmuth took me out straight up. He pounded the value bets. Mm-hmm. I fell victim to them. I kept getting some good hands that were not quite good enough, and by
the way, how ridiculous is it that like people really take this match as some sort of a metric for your current skill level at poker? I find it a little comical. Obviously, I joke about it, but people out there really take this seriously. You got called up on the EPT Barcelona winner, literally called you out after his victory, and I don't know. I feel like people think that this match shows, oh, now Doug's not that good at heads up Nolan anymore.
Well, I mean, first off, like, you put two people. Well, let's actually just to say this: like, you're a random viewer of this video, right? Mm-hmm. You don't even really play poker. If your strategy was to just go all in every hand, I could only beat you like 65, 70% of the time, depending on the structure. If it's a quick structure, maybe 55, 60%. So, it's not really possible in poker to ever have such a huge edge that you'll just always win. The game is too fair, and it's actually great, by the way. The game is like that because it makes it so that people might go through stretches where they win a bunch when they're the losing player. But yeah, we're talking about one heads-up match. We're talking about one heads-up sit and go. It wasn't even the best 2 out of 3. It was a single match.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, dude?
I know. I don't know. People, they love to. I think you've been the debatably one of the best heads-up Nolan players in the world for a long time now. So I think anytime people get some ammo to throw at you or to say, make a joke or whatever, I feel like this is kind of their time. They get to come out. They get to say some things like that. So that makes sense.
And one thing I found in poker is that, everyone kind of has their own fans, like all people that play poker at a high level or have had success. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you see a lot more of those fans when you're winning. You know, if you win
true.
something,
Everybody loves a
everyone
winner.
comes out. They're
Yeah.
like there. So, you know, when Phil won King of the Hill, we saw a lot of Phil's fans, you know, just like jump in there and be like, yeah, what up, Phil? There was a moment where someone came to the King of the Hill set right after it had ended, and I was standing nearby. And he said, excuse me. And I don't think he knew that I was a contestant or not. I just think he wanted to know what was going on with Phil Hellmuth. He's like, so did Phil win this? I was like, yeah, Phil won. And he did. It was the most authentic, like, yes, like the guy, like this random fan was just like, he was like, did like one of these, and was like shaking with excitement, and then walked away. And I was like, that's a real fan right there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in poker, it's tough because usually most events, King of the Hill being an exception to that, but most events have so many runners that it's hard to kind of consistently find yourself at the top of the ladder. And so when poker players have those moments, you kind of see all the fans come forward. And part of that is, you know, they attack the other people that they're not fans of, right? Like, told you you suck. I knew it.
Tom Dwan's the best in the world. Doug's jealous of Tom Dwan.
Oh, God. It's too early for Tom Dwan. But yeah, so, I mean, basically, I would say as far as heads up goes, I think I'm still one of the best players in the world. I think that trying to claim that you are the best when you're not in the streets is just like real fucking lame.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that at this point. I still think I am a good player, and it's definitely my best format. So, yeah.
I still imagine you're probably still a good player too.
Probably
so, but obviously, it is hard to say that, hey, I definitely am the best when you're just not playing that much.
Yeah,
you're not really
sure.
playing. When's the last time you really played online heads up no limit against some of the guys now that are playing a bunch?
I mean, I played a little bit last year.
Yeah.
Towards the start of the year, I think I played a little bit more, and then I think during the W Cube, I might have played a session or two.
You miss playing, man? I know you got to miss playing. You worked hard, kid. You worked hard many, many years, many hours, bunch of time in the lab, trials and errors, fucking sadness, happiness. You worked so hard to get to that point, and now it's like, you know, now you're doing other things and you're pursuing other things, but at the same time, it still has to. Well, it's, you know, yeah, I mean, miss it. There's
something about firing up 4 tables of heads up with someone, blasting some music, and like being like, I'm ready to fucking battle. And I loved that. Like that was my favorite thing about poker was you know, taking someone on, studying them, trying to break them down, trying to figure them out, and then just like, you know, bunch of tables, a lot of hours in a row, like huge pots, deep stacks, like trying to destroy people. Like that was fun, man. And I mean, like I definitely took my fair share of beats along the way. My first year or two, you know, trying to work my way up the ladder, there were definitely some moments where I played people that were better than me, and I learned some lessons, right? But that feeling of just a lot of decisions have to be made quickly, taking information and trying to do something with it, and using that to make a good strategy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I do miss it. I do miss it.
And now you figure out strategies to get the YouTube commenters to comment on the videos and enjoy the videos. You know, it's like a different challenge and stuff, but you know, still it's
on that note, its own, smash the like button, leave a comment.
its own unique thing, man. I've been enjoying YouTube, man. It seems like you're back in the YouTube streets. You know, you took some time off with traveling. You were down in Florida, played the Poker Night America high stakes cash game down there. I believe you also got really drunk, and you may or may not have lost $300,000 in the last 3 hands of the match, which has to. I mean, like that's the stakes are raised. There's a 100, 200, 400, 600, 1 or 2, 4, 8. 16, 32, $6,400 straddle.
Right, standard, really.
Very standard. And as we've all played those stakes, we know the variance in that can be quite high.
Right, yeah. So that was really something. You know, undeniably, I was hammered at the point that those hands went down.
Yeah,
undeniably.
Drunk, bro.
But you know, just to put it in perspective, the biggest straddle across those straddles was $6,400, meaning that like you're basically playing a $6,400 big blind. When you're playing a big blind that big, you know, if you buy in for 100 big blinds, you'd be buying in for $640,000. So $300K in that size game is like half of like a normal 100 BB buy-in.
Right,
so it's like really not that much. And if you look at the hands themselves, you know, I think that there were, you know, at least one hand that was obviously standard. There's another hand that was, I think relatively standard, and then there was one hand where I definitely got a little bit out of line. But you know, I'm actually going to be covering that a little later on my channel, a little later this week.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that video.
We got a good video lined up. Excited for it.
Listen, I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Train Franks in the chat. Listen, you're the moderator today, Train. All these guys right now, ban them all. They say anything, you get to ban them. This is where we listen. I've been studying.
That's right. Run the train.
I've been studying North Korea lately, and Kim Jong, man, I'm scared of that. I don't know. That guy's crazy, man. I don't know if I want to.
The other spin later.
What's up?
The other Supreme Leader.
The other Supreme Leader. Yeah, Supreme Leader Doug Escape Polk, obviously Supreme Leader with him. But yeah, so we got a bunch of topics over here, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in live, tuning on the Instagram live, tuning in wherever you're actually watching it right now. And I guess, I'm doing my, I guess before you get into two, I'm doing the Live at the Bike show tonight. It's my first show with them. It's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. My first time I've ever sort of joined up with another brand in poker to that extent and actually doing a show with them. So I feel like Live at the Bike's doing a lot of really good stuff out there. They're trying to do these 4 or 5 days a week. They also do stakes that are relatable to a lot. We've seen like people who play, players who play stakes that other people can relate to. Like people love that kind of stuff. So I feel like they're doing a lot of good things over there.
Although,
and yeah.
So first off, is I like what Live at the Bike's doing. I think some of the games they got going were great. As far as stakes being relatable, here's something that I've kind of found. Everyone will say that they want to see people play stakes that they play, and then you'll do it, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this is very interesting." It happens nonstop all the time.
I think it's maybe if it's you who doesn't, but when it's someone who actually plays the stakes genuinely and they play those stakes, I feel like people enjoy that. When it's someone who plays higher stakes and you drop back down, might not.
I just think people like the idea of watching low stakes to relate to it, and there's certainly some degree of that. There are certainly some people that enjoy that more, definitely. But overall, the thing that makes poker the most entertaining is money. And as there's more money involved, it's just more entertaining. That's just the way.
I agree with you completely. But I'm kind of seeing from the video bloggers though out there that people do enjoy the people who play the lower stakes 5-10 and 2-5 and whatnot. So,
but I think really if you look at like the success of some of those people in that space, obviously the biggest example is Andrew Nemi. I don't think that he's successful because he plays mid stakes. I think he's successful because the quality of his content is extremely good. Okay. And he has a very approachable personality for his fans and stuff. So I don't think that's related to the stakes. I think that's related to the overall quality of the content.
So what about the people that come after him? Because I think Andrew is, he's just like a perfect storm of he's just really great job and he's got a great personality too. And then obviously we've seen other video bloggers kind of come in, and I haven't spent too much time watching some of those, but at the same time, they do seem to be very popular amongst people wanting to tune in and wanting to watch them too.
So let's see who's next after Andrew. You've got Brad Owen, you've got Trooper, you've got
Legend.
Jeff Gross does some vlogs.
Trooper's a legend, bro.
Trooper's the OG. He's Vegas.
Like the OG.
He's the OG Vegas vlogger. Before anyone was vlogging, Trooper was drinking Starbucks and complaining about shit. He's been doing it for a long time, man.
Relatable in poker
But if you look at Trooper, if you look at like his success, right when Andrew started like picking up and building like a lot of fans, and you look at the data compared to Trooper, Trooper really benefited a lot from that wave that Andrew created. I mean, Andrew really created a genre that is now pretty popular. And he started his YouTube channel, not even a year ago?
Right, yeah.
I think it wasn't even a year. I think it was like November or October of last year. So yeah, we've seen kind of the rise of the poker vlog.
That's surprising because blogs and other genres are extremely popular. Yeah. There's on YouTube right now, there's so many of these very popular video bloggers, and they don't even play poker. They just do nothing. They kind of just like make a video, act crazy, do some dabbing and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird world for me. Listen, I'm 32 years old now, man. It's just a weird world for me. So
it's a weird world for everyone, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be tonight. Live at the Bike. Be every Monday night. I'm gonna have some guests on there. I'm not sure what the format's gonna be, but it's not me commentating on stuff too. So, but yeah, let's get into these top lists, man. What's kind of catch your eye after the party poker, man?
Actually, before we go on, so what do you think about this Live at the Bike show? You excited?
I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, I think it'll be cool because it's a good way for me to sort of help out them and them help me out too. So I get to gain some exposure from them. They're going to do some marketing, do some advertising for it too. I hopefully get to put out a good show and talk about topics that are relevant in poker, talk about things that might be happening with Live at the Bike as well, kind of go over some hands too. So I feel like it's kind of a win-win for both sides. And it could be something that if I enjoy doing, then maybe I do some more in the future, just because I've never been someone that wants to go work with other companies or anything like that, because things happen. Things happen, Doug. You've
always been a fuck Jim kind of guy,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. I definitely agree. But yeah, man, I think one of the big stories that kind of came out this week was Fedor Holes, man, the recreational player, Fedor Holes, entrepreneur himself, prime mind himself. He is signed by Party Poker. We've seen Party Poker obviously doing a lot of big things. They're really trying to step in there with Poker Stars. Poker Stars spin and go maxing it up basically. So they got the Fedor there. They just streamed that high stakes PLO game the other day with Sam Trickett, and Isildur was in it. Luis Leon was in it. Jan Peter was in it.
Yeah, you streamed that.
Yeah, I streamed that, and a lot of people seem very interested in that 100, 200, 200, 400 action. So it seems like that Party Poker is really trying to step in here and say, hey, we have an opportunity right now to strike They're with the ambassadors, bringing on Mike Sexton. I feel like, man, I don't know. It seems like the future of them overtaking stars in some capacity is pretty near.
Well, I think it's important to look at the entire market when we look at Party Poker versus PokerStars and 888. And the reality is that PokerStars has a giant market share, something around 70-75% market share, I think, in 2016. And then as far as revenue goes, I think that PokerStars revenue is like almost $1 billion. That's correct. That's the right number. Meanwhile, these other sites, at least in poker, are doing closer to like 50 to 100 million. So I think that there certainly is a little bit of a void right now where people are pissed off at stars. They're angry about a lot of the shit that's been going on. And if sites like Party or 888, or I can't actually even think who would be the fourth person up after that, can start to take some steps.
My boy Phil, ACR, baby. ACR.
Well, that's a little.
Listen, I don't know how they're.
Anyway,
listen, Calvin Ayre he's not charged anymore. Bodog Bovada's back. Okay, I don't know what he's doing, but
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened either. So
the point is, when you are the monopoly, when you're the industry leader, you really control the market, and you start to do like fucked up shit, you can lose that. It's not just like you're guaranteed to have that for forever. So I think it's good to see some competition. I think overall I like a lot of what Party's doing. I think adding in players like Fedor does add a lot of credibility to the Party Poker brand. Actually, I talked about this in a video on my channel today. It was one of the stories that I covered, was talking about Fedor a bit. But my only concern would be, wow, it's a great name to have on the roster. What actual exposure are you really getting from having Fedor on the squad? Because I mean, how often a year does he play poker? You know, he plays poker like
once in a while, right? Yeah.
Maybe 6 or 7 times. Like, you know, he goes to the stops with a lot of good high roller events.
How much do you think just like Party Poker saying these are our pros? You know, Fedor Holz, he's a very recognizable name, one of the most successful tournament players of these past few years, maybe ever. So when you see a man like Fedor Holz on there, and you're thinking about, well, should I switch, or should I maybe try this side out? Well, Fedor's not steered us wrong. So maybe people see that, they see the other names on there,
right?
And that's going to influence their decision more. So I think it's kind of about, we saw with the stream, it's about getting people back on the site. You know, like with that, to watch it, you had to watch the stream, or you had to download the client, open up the site. And I think that's what it is most people probably just haven't opened up that client for so long. They've just been so used to playing on PokerStars. So I think that's, you know, that could be a combination of different things. And I mean, it seems like very hard to quantify the actual value that signing someone like Fedor does give. I mean, I don't know how, you know, what do you think the metrics are for tracking something like that?
Well, it's tough to quantify when we're talking about like brand integrity, like what's the value add there. So it's like really something that's difficult to know. You know, is this good for Party? Of course, Fedor is a well-known, successful poker player, obviously popular with the younger generation of guys coming up. But it's also important to realize that, like, if their goal is exposure, this is not really the kind of person that you should be going after. You should be going after people.
Going after Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe, or Usain Bolt.
No one would do that.
Or Kevin Hart.
Oh God, Kevin Hart. Yeah,
you don't like those ads? You don't like the Kevin Hart versus Usain Bolt?
It's whatevs, man. It's super whatevs.
Yeah,
it's super whatevs.
You seen the Spin and Go Max too? Doug, let me say you on a game. Guys, hold on. Let me say you guys on a game real quick. What if I told you there was a game you could play, right, where you get 15 hands, okay? At the end, however many people are left, you get to go all in. All right, 15 hands, you get to go all in. Then, if you get first place, you might get less than second place. How would you like? Does that sound fun?
I mean, it sounds like basically a glorified slot machine.
Yeah.
So
that's a game right now.
I don't like it.
That's a game. I don't know. That's a game right now.
Dude, all of these games that PokerStars rolls out, I look at the title and I'm like, I don't even want to learn about this. I don't give a fuck what it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be like, ding, 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 you win X dollars. You know, it's going to be like lack of skill. It's going to be all this stuff. Now, I mean, obviously, like the rakeback stuff with the chests. So many people have asked me to like talk about chests. I've not even looked into them. I don't give a fuck. Guess what chests are? They're taking your money, and now they have more of it, but they give you a sparkly chest, and you never know.
Yeah.
And then all these game types. The only game that seems like it does have some potential, I think, is that they're trying to mix kind of like Hearthstone and poker.
Right, the power up, yeah.
The power up thing. If that game actually is very skill based, that has potential, I think. But the rest of this shit is just shenanigans. It's just a way to like fleece people from their money and not have any chance for pros to have edge.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the power up, but to me, when I hear power up coming up, and obviously, you know, we see the usual suspects on Twitter kind of saying good things about it. It's kind of weird how I don't really ever see poker players saying like, I love spin and go max. I just hear from Poker Stars people that people love spin and go max, but I don't actually, I've never seen this on a poker forum. I've never seen this on Reddit. I've never seen this on Twitter, on Facebook. I've never seen like people say, I really love this game type.
Poker players don't, but you know,
recreational players think.
Yeah. I mean, like how many people play on Poker Stars a month? Like a few million or something?
A lot. Yeah.
Maybe more than that. Maybe it's like 10 or 15 million. Lord knows. And then how many of those people would classify themselves as a poker player, like as their primary, like, you know, classification? Probably a very small percentage, right? I think it's more people that are just like trying to gamble and just like want to put money in and just, you know,
right. Maybe don't even. I think maybe it brings in that new audience that doesn't necessarily even know poker. You can make money at poker or care about poker, because when you play a spin and go max, it introduces you to poker. But it's not something you're ever going to get good at poker playing. You play 15 hands at a hyper turbo structure, then forced to go all in. Like you're not going to get better at poker, but maybe it sort of gets you in the door, and then you maybe try something else out or something. I'm not sure. And then there's going to be people who probably just play that, and that's what they really enjoy.
It's like a gateway drug.
It's basically a gateway. That's what it is, a gateway drug. These all are kind of gateway drugs. But I mean, you know, I was
just one spin.
Just one spin. I mean, hey, I don't know, man. All I know is I played this app on my phone, and I'm gonna give it a shout out. So I played this app. What's it called? This scatter poker on my phone. That was fun. Hold'em.
I don't know what that is.
I said it was fun. The anime, it was popping. There was all these things like that. I don't know why poker stars can do that. They should just do that. I don't know, man. But yeah, Power Up's coming out soon. I guess we're gonna see what happens with that. And I don't know. W Coop's going on right now. Are you gonna go up to?
No, man.
No W Coop this year.
No W Coop. Well, two reasons, okay?
Okay.
And one reason's legit. So the actual reason I'm not going, I say anyway, is because Poker Masters is going on right now. Or sorry, rather, Poker After Dark is going on right now. Right? So this week it's going to be going. And then next week is Poker Masters. So a lot of high stakes poker right here in Las Vegas.
Literally 15 minutes away from your house. 15 minutes away, that's where the action is going to be.
So it doesn't really make sense when I can play such high stakes right here in terms of bottom line and even like, you know, promotion and stuff. And then after that, last W Coop was probably the worst time streaming I've ever had in my life, because I love football, Joey. I'm a huge football fan. I love it.
You do.
And I remember the day football kicked off was the first Sunday of W Coop, and so I was like, all right, I guess I'm streaming. And I like fired up the fucking Big 19 or whatever, and I looked over and Red Zone was starting. I looked back and I was like in the cutoff with no ante in the Big 19. I'm just like, I can't do this. And I just sat there.
Big 19.
And
okay.
Whatever it's called some shit.
Big 14. I don't
whatever.
know.
Whatever. Hot 12. I don't know.
Shout out to Hot 12.
Shout out to Hot 12.
Shout out to Hot
12. Anyway, and I just looked at the TV and I was like, I'm just not doing this again because it just makes me sad.
Yeah.
And streaming's tough, especially during W Coop where you stream tournaments, because you're at the mercy of how deep you go. So I had to throw down some 10, 12, 14-hour streams because I just ran super deep in some tournaments.
Like last scoop where you won $200,000 on a tournament. Yeah, that was awful.
Every
okay.
every one of these trips has been profitable. That's
the other side, right? Like you're obviously gonna be a winner in these games that you're playing, whether it's tournaments, cash games, the Great Game of Pot. I might need a manual or something like that, or in the course. I don't know, but I mean, I'm yet to be seen if you're winning the Great Game, but.
I mean, look, well, I'm definitely not a winner in the Great Game, but putting that aside, there's more to life than just trying to make every dollar, you know? Sometimes you gotta do stuff that you enjoy. I don't take many days off in general, but football Sundays, if that means I'm taking 20 days off a year, fuck it. I'm taking off my football Sunday. I'm going to watch some football, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I think that it's okay to have certain things that you like to do like that.
I agree. But yeah, so W Cube obviously starting up here. I didn't really look at the schedule for it. I know I had my buddy Gus on there said, make sure we give a shout out to all the VPNers and people out there that are going to be playing on Stars through different countries where maybe should be playing on there. So obviously big shout out to those guys, W Coop, big time for them. Good luck out there, guys. And yeah, man, I don't know, man, W Coop, that's all we got to say about that. I don't really know what to say about that. Nothing's on my mind about W Coop. I don't know. I got nothing really.
I think they're running the 10K or 25K high roller the day after Poker Masters ends. I really have to wonder as far as scheduling goes, like how smart of a move that was. Because I can't see too many people being like, oh man, I'm gonna skip all these soft 50K and 50K tournaments and the 100K tournament to go play a super reggy tough 25K online tournament. Like no one's gonna do that.
Well, I guess they did set the schedule first, and obviously Poker Masters came out with that, and we do know a lot of the big names who won't play that 25K are gonna.
Poker Masters was set first.
Are you sure?
Yeah, publicly anyway.
It's just not necessarily very good. Not very good planning on someone's part there, but I mean I don't know. Maybe they could move it back or something like that. I'm not really sure, but. Yeah, it does seem like poor planning for the high roller 25K event there. So
I think it's also going to be interesting to see if maybe some of these other sites, 88 has the Inferno series, Party has the Power Fest. I think it's Power Fest. I could be wrong. Whatever. Anyway,
I think Jane Adams was streaming that.
I think if these sites want to become successful, they really have to work on making that like a well-known brand. Everybody knows W Coop. Everybody knows Scoop. Those are like, when they say, "Are you going up for Scoop?" For W Coop. You're not going up there for the fucking Power Fest. You're going up there for the Scoop. So,
bang, bang.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's not.
So, like, I definitely think that there needs to be some moves made in that area, and I think that we're seeing a bit of that. We're seeing a bit of moves made. Yeah. Party Poker had a 25K high roller.
I know. Yeah, they're definitely stepping up in terms of what they're offering. I feel like it's only going to get bigger and bigger from here. It seems like the names involved want to push this into something that is. It is a place to play online poker and maybe the place to play online poker. So I guess we'll see kind of what comes up with things. So
that makes sense.
And I guess you mentioned Poker Masters. So you and Daniel Negreanu on Twitter this morning. I don't know, what time did you wake up? Like, what do you do? Like, you wake up at 8 a.m. Like, look at that. You're going through Twitter. You're like, oh, Daniel's talking about poker, England. Let's see a Poker Masters bet. So what's this bet, you guys? Tell me what's happening here.
All right. Well, for starters, like when I drink a bunch, I actually end up like waking up really early. I don't know why it is. So most mornings I wake up early.
Just like you literally have the bottle of whiskey. You have the bottle of whiskey next to you or here right now. Shout out to McKellen.
Shout out to McKellen. Paid spot. No.
Paid spot. Paid ad. Shout out to McKellen.
No. Anyway, so yeah. Well, the thing about Twitter is like, are you verified? I don't think you are, right?
Bang bang.
Are you verified?
No, I haven't submitted.
Yeah. So we have our own special feed, where we can see other verified people what they're doing.
Okay.
And
I can get verified today.
Well, then I'm not saying.
Okay. Well, tell me about the feed.
I'm not going to prop.
I want to know.
Can't get verified.
I want to know that. Okay, tell us about the feed. Big tech.
So there's a verified button. Okay. Click it, and it just shows all verified people what they're doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like way easier to see like.
Oh wow.
What important people are doing.
Bang bang. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not really bang bang. It's just
kind of is.
Okay. Anyway, so I just saw Negreanu tweeting about. I forgot the first thing he was tweeting about or whatever. But
England, I believe. AA.
Oh yeah, AA. That's right.
AA.
So he doesn't think that like putting your big chips behind your small chips is really that big of a deal.
Back in the 90s, they were doing some crazy shit. Back in the 90s, I think he said, yeah.
He did say that, which, you know what?
I believe it.
I believe it. I believe there was a lot of crazy shit going on in the 90s. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it makes it okay to hide your big chips behind your small chips. Whether that's what was happening in the 90s or not, there should be some protection for players to be able to see what they're playing for. And also, like in the Alec incident, I don't think Alec maliciously did it at first, even though that Super Soaker video kind of showed it might have been a little more questionable. I still don't think he was really thinking about it like that. My problem was how he acted afterwards to try and make it right. I don't feel like he did a good job with that at all. So it seemed a bit much to me from Negreanu to say that it's one of the most ridiculous things that like people are upset about. I mean, he hit chips in the back and then forced the opponent to play for them. I think that there's a right to be upset for the player there. So yeah, I don't really know exactly what his point was with that.
And then this got into a W Coop bet, I believe, right? So you have a Poker Masters bet.
Yeah. So then there was a little back and forth or whatever, and then he basically just like decided to crossbook himself versus anyone in Poker Masters.
Listen, man, Daniel's got heart. I can't say he's got heart, man. Yeah. I respect that. He's got heart. He said, "Listen, I'll take on any comers. Let's do 50. Was it 50K? I think you maybe swung the dick around. Says about 500K or something like that."
So he said that he would bet 50K versus anyone if he wins the purple jacket, which is the most cashes over Poker Masters.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know exactly what it is, it's 4 or 5 50K buy-ins with one re-entry and then 100K, all in 1 week. And then
1 days?
They're going to be 2-day events, but the final table is the next day. I don't know exactly how they're doing it. It's going to be kind of weird.
Okay.
But anyway, that's the structure. Most amount of money cashed wins the purple jacket, which is kind of lame, a little bit out of the golf.
That's awesome.
Golf book.
How's that lame?
Purple jacket. I don't know.
That sounds cool.
All right.
It sounds dope,
Why don't you
man.
play then? Why don't you jump in there, win that purple jacket?
You know what? Fuck it. If this video gets 30,000 likes, I will play Poker Masters, sell on my action. I'll get in there.
I might
not gonna be able to do it. Okay, get that.
Okay, come on. I'm getting ideas.
Please stop. I'm just
make
kidding.
a campaign.
Please, oh my God, please stop. A campaign. I mean, fuck it. Maybe I will. Why not? How much I gotta sell? 50K, 100K. Well, I gotta sell 300,000 worth of action.
Probably like 500,000, 500,000. Yeah.
I'm not. Never
mind. You're out. Okay.
Never mind. Purple Jacket. Anyway, man. So listen, Purple Jacket hanging in the background.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that bet.
Okay.
Even though it's 50K, the actual bet is quite small because 96% of the time, or 94%, or however many people play, neither one of us wins it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a push like 95% of the time, which means that the actual bet rarely pays out, right? So even though like you could lose 50K, it's not that high of a stake. So I said if you want, we can make 500K, because it's still I mean that's obviously much bigger. It would suck to lose 500K, but it doesn't happen that much, right? So yeah. I was down to go a little bit bigger if you wanted.
Now I'm going to go on a limb here. Now I was the only one that bought that Wilkesoo stock back in the day. Okay,
you bought the
and it's rising. Wilkesoo stock is on the upswing. You see that slow roll I did?
I saw that.
I mean, come on, man. And I'm the only person that said that Jamie Staples, my boy Jimmy Stapler, is going to take down the prop bet, the weight loss prop bet. I'm the only one on that island. I got the stock over here. It's been slowly rising.
Stock too. But let's talk about these. Okay, so let's.
And now I'm buying Daniel Negreanu wins Poker Masters. I am buying the stock. I will put my money where my mouth is.
I'll tell you what, Joey. Okay. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
I'll take me. You can take Daniel Negreanu.
I won't bet against you, buddy. Come on. I won't bet against you. I mean, I think Daniel's going to win.
I want to hook you up.
Okay, what's the bet?
Even money.
Okay.
Purple Jacket.
Okay.
Or lose.
Okay.
So it's a push if there's no Purple Jacket. If I win Purple Jacket, I win.
It's a win-win for me. If you win, I'm still happy. I don't care. I'll pay you. That's fine. Okay, what's the bet?
Whatever you want to bet.
All right, let's do $1,000.
$1,000. All right.
Booked. Win-win. I don't know. Win-win for me. Win-win for me. I'm excited. But yeah, so you want to talk about which one do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Kasuf first because they're both interesting stories. I think Kasuf recently, it seems, is definitely getting more into the back into the media world a little bit. That solo was amazing, and honestly though, if I'm the opponent and there's that amount of talking going on for that long,
you might start believing the guys actually got pockets. So for people didn't see, guys, there was a hand live at the bike. Wilkesoo pocket sixes, another guy had pocket eights, flopped 8-6-6, and Wills goes, I got quads. He says he's got quads. He's in position the entire time, but he's not very deep. I think he only has about 100. I think he's only 100 big blinds deep, so he's short stacking the game, and so it's not necessarily that big of a thing. But I gotta say, dude, and a lot of talking involved. If he would have slow rolled me like that, I'd choke that motherfucker.
You slow rolled me recently.
But I didn't do it for 35 minutes. I'm not like sitting there. Plus, that's you, man. Come on. Man, I'm trying to slow roll. But if Wilkesoo, I'm talking to you like Wilkesoo did.
He was like, show the cameras. He's like, the guy's like, has eights. He's like, showing everybody got the eights. That was so brutal.
What do you think about Wilkesoo? The Wilkesoo obviously making, he's getting in the Poker After Dark show. He's been getting on the high stakes show out there.
I mean, he's working his way in for sure. I mean, the main problem I think Kasuf is going to have is playing stakes that are high enough to be kind of in the spotlight because it is fun if you slow rolling people at 5-10. I mean, that's enjoyable, but outside of that, just like hand-to-hand action, 5-10 is really not gonna be interesting for the fans, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I think he played 25-50 and he played the 25K Poker After Dark City as well too, and that was I kind of went there for that. There was a lot of talking going on there. I think people at the table were like, holy shit, what does JRB look like? He wanted to kill him.
Wait. Kasuf was there and there was talking?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know.
He must be turning over a new leaf here.
A lot of talking for him, man. But I think if you're out there and you're interested, how do I self-promote myself? How do I get my word out there? How do I get my name out there? Check out Wilkesoo strat, man, because he does it. I don't know, man. He's out there. He's on the hustle. He's basically turned himself in from someone who was seen on ESPN. And by the way, we went out the other night, me, Will, and my friend Pamela. Shout out to Pamela. And the number of random people that approached him at like the Aria that would have absolutely no idea who me or you were, but knew Wilkesoo was a little bit startling. And not too many, but startling. I didn't even access someone said something to him. So I mean, like, wow. Yeah, I don't know. Like Wilkesoo, man, his face is out there. So I feel like he might not still be the most popular poker player in the world like he was last summer or last year, but he certainly is one of them.
He was not the most popular poker player.
He was one of them for sure.
He was definitely one of them.
He was.
Yeah. The most though.
Yeah, not the most, man. Oh, whatever, man. Poker After Dark's coming up this week. You mentioned you're going to be playing there. 300, 600, a lineup of killers. You certainly did not get the fun player bump to you. That's going to be going down Tuesday at Sit and Go, Wednesday 300 600, and Thursday 300 600. So what do you think about Poker After Dark coming back? High stakes cash games coming back, and what's your thoughts on that?
Well, so first off, it's great to actually go there and play. I knew at some point I was going to be in there because I'm in the intro. If they put me in the intro and then they didn't include me in the show, it would be some pretty fucked up shit. So I knew I was going to get there at some point. Was this the lineup I was dreaming? No, it's not exactly.
Let me walk through the lineup a little bit. Names I remember: Ike, Hollywood, Haxton, Daniel, star of the show, Jungle Man Cates, of course, will be in the mix too. Matt, Big Balls Berkey, be in the mix too. I don't know. I'm wrong. I'm not sure. He's got big balls. You see, he's crazy. He's a crazy player out there.
You can't doubt that.
Jason, debatably the fittest man in poker, Kuhn, be in the mix too, right?
Yeah.
Brian Rast, of course, the man who does it all, man. Brian Rast, man, homecoming king himself. And I believe Nick Schulman will be in the mix too. Nick Schulman, obviously, longtime high stakes poker player. They did not give you, I don't know about this. I don't know what you did. If they are punishing you for something, they just want to see what you got. But they didn't give you the good lineup for this one.
I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. Like, sometimes if you agree to play, you're going to get a good lineup. And then other times when you play, you're not going to get a good lineup. And so
50-50.
You basically like have to be willing to sometimes know that you're not getting the best of it. Now, if it just turned into every time I got to play Poker After Dark, it's just me and 5 regs, at some point it's like we're playing huge stakes, right? Can you really just like serve up regs to each other for high stakes, where edges are small? But I mean, I actually think even in this lineup, I think that I'm winning. I think that there are a few people that I don't really want to get to. I don't want to call anyone out specifically here, but I feel solid in this lineup to be a good winning player. And I guess we'll see what happens.
So you think you're the most solid person in this lineup right now?
It's not what I said.
No, okay.
I said I think that I'm a winning player in this lineup.
Tell you what, if Doug is the top winner on the first 300 600 episode, if Doug's the top winner, I'm giving away $327.97 to one lucky person out there who follows me and Doug on Instagram.
What?
And comments on Doug's last picture he posted where me and him are looking pointed out like that. I'm going to give away one person out there who says, hey, I'm here for the giveaway. If Doug is the top winner on that first Wednesday 306, I just love these.
You're about to give away life. You're about to give away life now.
I'll give away my heart. I tried finding a wife, man. I'm looking for a wife. I need somebody to cook, but I found some meal prep out here. I'm going to try that first before I do the wife thing. Because I got the swim bed here.
Which, of course, is related to giveaways.
Good point.
You just like totally
I'm giving away my heart, Poppy.
I'm like, giveaway. You're like, wife?
I'm giving away my heart, man. You don't understand. It's a big thing. It's bigger than money. This is bigger than life. This is my heart.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Dreams.
We all got dreams,
We all
baby. We all got dreams.
You
know what I mean? So I don't know, man. These giveaways, I just love giving things. I like trying to give things.
Here's the thing about giveaways, though. Like, I think they're good every now and then, but if you're always grinding giveaways, people will stop entering them, I think.
Well, fuck them. They don't got to enter, man. You don't want to enter the giveaway. That's okay. Someone out there is going to win. Assuming Doug is the top winner, of course. On
I'll do my part, okay?
Okay.
So you guys yours.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. So Poker After Dark in general, you think it's coming back? What do you feel like? Obviously behind the paywall has been this thing that people have talked about being people, not everybody can watch it. In terms of new people finding the show, like old poker fans or whatever, to come back and see it, they can't really find it unless they're on Facebook and they see an ad or it just seems really hard to get it out there to the bigger poker market.
Well, they're definitely taking on something that's very grandiose here by trying to create a subscription service, go really hard in advertising, of course, also be on ESPN and all these different avenues, and they're spending a lot of money on production. I mean, like the quality of the streams is fantastic. There's really no doubt about that. With the World Series of Poker streams, Poker After Dark, the 300K, they do a really high-end fantastic job.
Looks very nice.
With really all of it. But the question is, can you recoup that with $10 subscribers? And it's kind of difficult to know what the answer to that is. I lean towards no, because you just need so many people in place in order to make that a reality, man. I don't know how much they spent so far. Hard to see that not being at least 5-10 million. So how many subs is that, right? I mean, it's a lot of subs. It's a lot of subs, dude.
A lot of subs, Doug.
It's a lot of subs. So I hope that it works, because I think they're doing a really good thing within the poker community. Having these shows back in and going them, I'm extremely excited about that. I'm actually going to get to play on Poker After Dark after coming up in the game and watching it, right? So that's sweet. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to make this exact strategy work.
Yeah, it should be tough. I mean, I guess, we don't really know necessarily how else they're planning to make money. Obviously, there's, their advertisers, they can make money back through that, but it does seem like the subscription service is the thing that's being, being focused on as the main way to make money. And I mean, if we done math, how many subscriptions are they going to need to get yearly subscriptions at $100 or 120 to make that up? It seems like a lot, especially when you think about the money they spend next year, and they spend that every year on people that work there and on the set pieces and on any new things. Yeah. It just seems like it.
I mean, I don't know any of their numbers, but it's really difficult to see them being profitable with less than like 40 or 50,000 subscribers. And I mean, dude, like free streams in poker can't get that. Free stuff can't get that.
But also they are getting better content.
Yeah, for sure.
They're getting the biggest names. We just had Tom Dwan back on there. Tom Dwan finally played on a stream, a high stakes stream, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit here. They did have that. Poker Masters, obviously, too. All the biggest names, the Super High Roller Bowl, all the biggest names show up for these events. The World Series Poker main event. This is the place to watch it. So I feel like the content they're putting together, it's $9. I mean, I don't know. It seems like the value is there for people.
I think if you're a real poker fan, like you love poker, the value is definitely there. It's $10 a month, and they're putting on a lot of content. So no question about that. But the question is, what's the size of that market? Are there really enough people that do care to want to watch and pay $10 a month?
That's the challenge, right? That's the challenge. Marketing that, getting it out there on social media. I mean, and it does seem like a lot of the trend is shifting between younger demographic to YouTube. That's where people consume their content, YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. But obviously that older demographic who are still huge poker fans, who used to be Poker After Dark fans, those people who would love to watch this show, it's just about them finding out about the show. And then they gotta find out about it, and then they gotta pay for the show too.
Yeah.
So it's like a two-step thing. They need to do both. You need to convince them of both.
But they're advertising everywhere.
Yeah.
They're advertising on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So. I mean, I know they're advertising on YouTube because my revenue went up a bunch, and then I started to see Poker Go ads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we made money off that.
Nice work.
Nice job. We did a great job.
Nice job. Nice job. So yeah, my also, I guess I could have mentioned that at the beginning, but I have my shows coming up here tomorrow. I think it comes out tomorrow, September 5th. My show, Major Wager. I was the host of the show. We shot it in Vegas.
Excited?
I mean, I'm pretty excited to see what it looks like. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. It looks
very,
very.
You haven't seen the episodes?
You
didn't get like a behind-the-scenes look at your own show?
No.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
So it comes out tomorrow on Poker Go, but you've never seen it.
That's I don't know. Listen, I don't know what's happening with that, but yeah, we recorded that in February. We got Daniel on there, Samantha's on there, Samantha Abernathy, Brian Rast, Jeff Gross, Antonio Spandiari in some of the episodes. I feel like it's gonna look good. I tried to bring the energy to it. You know me, man. I went a little extra energy in some of the things,
but I got maybe a little OOL with your energy.
Yeah, I did. I was having a good time, man. I was trying to have fun with it.
I mean, when you're doing a show like that, you have to be over the top, man.
Yeah.
If you're like gonna be like realistic and grounded as the host in that spot, it's gonna be lame.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I was trying to be, it was like a bet show, very similar to the Antonio Spandiari and Phil Locke show they did, like prop betting. They do these prop bets. They set it up by training for it with different people at the different places we did. I think we did a strip club in there. We did a trapeze place. We did Fremont Street, which was a little bit it was ridiculous, but
yeah, got some people there.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see exactly what the show looks like. Comes out tomorrow too, but it does suck. Obviously, it sucks that it does have to go behind the paywall. It sucks that people have to pay $9.99 to do this, and obviously, like there's, I don't think many people are going to sign up for a year for it if they're like just casual fans of poker. Maybe want to watch the show. Maybe they will. I don't really know.
Is it released all at once, or is it released?
I think it's released all at one time. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the 5 episodes will be all at once. I'm sure they'll do some promotion during Poker After Dark streams and stuff like that this week. But yeah, I don't know how much, how long the show stays for, and it does suck that it can't be found organically on other social media platforms. That's like the most unfortunate thing behind it. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what the episodes look like. I think people will really enjoy it. I think some people on Twitter were saying, what is this show? I wanted poker. Why is this show? And it's, I think they kind of at the time they had an idea that they wanted to do some sort of lifestyle, like shows like that showed poker players away from the felt too. And I don't know, but in terms of like doing another show like that,
yeah, they've been doing a bunch of stuff like that, like pokerography or whatever.
Yeah, pokerography, very similar kind of thing where it shows the players away from there. Were you?
But that's self-plus.
Oh,
it was a bad joke. All right. Yeah. Let's carry on.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about this. So Tom Dwan back. People in the chat want to talk about Tom Dwan.
Yeah, I see Tom Dwan. Talk Tom Dwan, Joey.
what you think about Tom Dwan. Obviously, I said, guys, I will try to get him on the podcast. And I went over there. I had a discussion with Tom. And he said, get in touch with me a little bit. Maybe we can make this happen. Has not happened yet, but I'm holding out hope. I think the Tom Dwan podcast is going to happen. Nice. And I think it'll be one of the most epic things. But what do you think about Tom coming back out, Poker After Dark, putting on a show, Doug?
Yeah.
Putting on a show.
For sure.
And obviously, it's easy to put on a show when you get aces against kings. It's easy when you flop. It's easy.
Well, so there were a couple of things. For starters, I think it was a big moment when Jungle said in the podcast that Duras paid him like $700 to $800K, and no one knew that. Like, no one had any idea those payments were going on. So in my mind, that does make it a much better situation. If Tom had just paid nothing, I think that what happened in the Duras challenge would just be like terrible, and it's still bad. I mean, if you owe someone that money for this many years, and you think about the value of that money, it still is a problem. It's just better, right? So I think that was good. It definitely put Dur in a much better light publicly, and then to come back, play on the show, get into like a lot of high stakes pots, and there were certainly some classic Tom Dwan type plays, like the 93 of spades hand or whatever. Anyway, it's good. It's good to see Tom back. I think it's very good to have him as part of the poker community, and I hope that he, pays his debts and becomes a more upstanding member of the community. Yeah,
I mean, the people reception on Twitter was nothing like I've seen before, really, in terms of engagement with posts or with content. I think people were excited to see him back. They're excited to see. And, so you mentioned, obviously, the Jungleman situation, which happened. You mentioned maybe some other situations that may have taken place in poker, too, with Tom. But it seems like the public sentiment overall is pretty positive on Tom's side. People are still fans of him. They still want to watch him play. And I've been thinking about, why is that? And I think a big reason is because he was such a focal part of high stakes poker for many, many years. Yeah. Online, he was one of the best. Played on cash games. He gave us all of these really great moments in poker for years. I mean, he played some of the biggest pots, some of the biggest bluffs. And to me, even when I see him come back, I'm like, man, like, I'm excited. I want to see it. I want to see him do well. I want to see him back. I want to see him play as much as I can. And, it's like, it seems like maybe if someone else in the poker community maybe did something like that with Jungleman thing, they might not be as well received in terms of them trying to come back. So,
yeah, I mean, the poker community is really weird because the way that it works, because people have certain players that they really love, there are certain players that they do things, it's more okay than others. And a couple of just like small examples of this, like Justin Bonomo was multi-accounting the Sunday Million, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or some shit, which you shouldn't do, don't do, that's just, it's not a good move. But in the grand scheme of things, how bad is that relative to, for example, not paying somebody the 1.5 million you owe them, right? Kind of comparatively, where is that at? But in terms of like public, outcry, Bonomo gets blasted to this day for that multi-accounting. Now, it's also a bit because like he says things that are like super like liberal elitist and like oftentimes like
what happened with him? What was he like? What do you have, like 10 accounts in or something like that? Or
I don't remember.
Something crazy like that.
It was some crazy shit.
Was on the final table or something like that? I think. I don't know.
I mean, look, it wasn't
tournament worlds, man.
It wasn't a good situation, but we really see, based on if people like people or not, it's more acceptable. And one thing that I think that's gotten kind of lost in the Tom Dwan thing, and should probably be talked about a little bit more. If Ivy agreed to be the escrow for both parties, and Jungle sent, and Tom didn't, and Phil said you're good or whatever, isn't the responsibility somewhat on Phil for saying he'd be the escrow? And I'm not exactly sure who said what or whatever, but like, it's interesting in the poker community how it's not just what you do, it's who you are, and that can oftentimes shape what the reaction from the community.
I guess it makes sense though.
To some extent, yeah.
Kind of makes sense. I can understand that part. I mean, I guess another thing that happened is, the Leon stuff. Leon Sukernik, Loose Leon had him on the podcast. King's Casino owner had him back on. I think we might be having him back on here pretty shortly as well too. Obviously, he had stuff happen with Aussie Matt. Something else came out about the €2 million, €3 million, something like that with Elton saying we might be getting Elton on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Elton on the podcast as well too.
That'd be sick.
So, I mean, yeah, that's another situation that's kind of going on right now where, yeah, I mean, what do you think about that whole thing? Because, I mean, the other day, Loose Leon's playing 204 on a string. I'm still rooting for him to win, man. He's still an action player. He's still – so for me, I don't know. It seems like because this happens with these private matters that people may know some about, may not know all about, then what you're supposed to be like, fuck him, I don't want him to win. I don't want to root for him at all. Like that's kind of the situation I found myself in. I still I'm still, I still want to see action. I still want to see him, kind of getting after it and battling.
So I mean, it's a complex situation. I think that. Well, let's talk about the Matt Kirk thing first, because someone explained a lot about what's going on kind of behind the scenes there. Nothing I'm allowed to say, but it's a bit of a complex issue. But at the end of the day, if it's at a point where this match did happen, which it did, and these loans were issued, which they were, and then Leon texted back agreeing to them, which he did, it kind of feels like in the poker world, you should probably pay those debts. Now, it might not be as simple as that because there are some other factors at play. But that's my opinion. And I just don't think that it's something that you want your name getting dragged through the mud because you don't pay someone on loans that, you were loaned. Now, what's especially bad about this is that he owns a casino. And so when you don't pay people and you own a casino, I just can't really see how that's good for business. I can't really see how that's going to help you. And now on top of that, once the Elton Sang thing came out, that he also stiffed him for 2 million euros. Now it's like, okay, there are multiple cases. Like, what if there are other cases? What if there's a third guy? Or there's a fourth guy? I
mean, I guess to be fair from that story, we have heard Elton's side of the story. I don't necessarily know more information about that from talking with, with Leon or from those guys too. So, obviously that's alleged for right now, but, I guess we can imagine that they may have went down something like that. Yeah.
Well,
that's a big accusation, obviously, too, right? And I don't think he's got any reason to make it up or lie about it, too. But at the same time, like there's always two sides of the story. If we just took the Aussie Matt side of the story, and we do know a little bit more about the other side of the story, so it's like.
But here's the thing, though, as multiple people come forward and have their own stories, it just starts to increase the likelihood that they're all true, because once you're dealing with not just one potential $2 million loan situation, but I have another €2 million loan situation as well. Well, there's a pattern of behavior.
I think the other one may have not have been a loan. It may have just been credit in the game.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Too. Yeah, I don't think it was like a loan that somebody gave him.
But regardless, you have a $2 million marker, or whatever you want to call it, to pay someone, and you don't. Then it really starts to make you look bad.
Right.
Especially like for us as people that are just kind of reporting what's going on, like obviously I can't say anything definitively right now until like there's more information made available. But
TOS, bro.
It seems like, in my opinion, that Leon's doing some sketchy stuff here, and it'll be interesting to see what he has to say. If he comes on the pod and talks about it and tries to clear his name somewhat. But one thing that just doesn't make any sense to me, he came to the World Series this summer. And man, King's Casino blasted on marketing. They had the King's Lounge, like the cash game room. Everyone had King's on everything. Yeah, it actually was really nice. King's, as far as the eye can see, it was just nonstop King's Casino and everything. And so you spend that much on marketing.
You gotta shout out to Instagram there real quick, man. I saw him giving the hearts in the chat.
Nice.
Shout out to Instagram.
Shout out to Instagram. Anyway, so you see him spending this much on marketing.
Yeah.
But then he's willing to let like this kind of story come forward and make him look so bad. I mean, it's like if you're really trying to promote the brand, get your name out there and grow it, why would you not prevent these stories from happening where you're not paying your debts? Like now you're getting bad press when you spend so much money on marketing. Like I don't know how much they spent on marketing, but it had to be a lot.
Yeah,
it had to be a lot.
Maybe this is what it was like back in the 1960s in Vegas when. When people own the casinos out there, man, they said, hey, you owe me money. And they said, go fuck off.
I don't think it's not 60s anymore, man.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. 60s. Daniel Negreanu said 90s happened. So, I mean, maybe that's kind of the way I was going for. Yeah.
90s did happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if I'm talking with some more people that do play in some of these high stakes games. And these are private games. These games happen at a casino, too. I kind of hear this thing, isn't as uncommon as people might talk about it. This thing kind of does happen with players, especially players that play in these games that aren't necessarily winning players in the games. Yeah. Players that are playing and losing a lot of money. Sometimes this happens. And, whether that's right or wrong, obviously, that's like, I don't know. But, I don't think it makes it any better or worse. But it was interesting to me to find out that this does happen. This isn't something that's just like this just here.
But if it happens, it is wrong. It's not right or wrong.
Right.
We don't know. If it happened, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Scamming people is wrong, right?
I mean, I think in that situation,
you can't even say yes to that.
Obviously, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be playing this game if I lost $50 million. I wouldn't only pay $30 million. I would pay I'd only lose what I could have. Or other side, of course, it'd be wrong. You know what I mean? From my perspective, seeing that, like if the guy's not, from the poker game's perspective, if this guy's not going to play anymore, if he doesn't do that, but he's going to lose $25 million in the game. I mean, I don't know. Was it Russ said he should not do it? You know what I mean? So like, I think about it from like a poker game perspective there. Obviously, it's wrong. It shouldn't happen. No one should do it. I'm not going to do it. But I can understand why it does happen. And I can understand why people allow it to happen, because these people just lose so much fucking money in the game. There's such big losing players in the game, too.
That makes sense. It's tough, though. It's a slippery slope.
Right. So
also,
saying, yeah.
Once you let someone off the hook once, it's kind of like, now what kind of precedent have you set moving forward?
It's tough. And that's what happens in these high stakes games with these players who, you know, they kind of have the leverage in a lot of ways.
You know what? I never got into that community.
I know you never.
I never played private. Never played like the big. Well, I mean, I stop by every now and then and playing like the big bet mix or maybe like a little bit of heads up 8 game or a little bit of whatever. But I really don't like how predatory a lot of that scene is. I don't like how it's like there are a few people that you're like, oh, what's up? Like, oh man, like I've seen you forever. We're gonna play poker tonight, and you're like, I'm gonna stack them. You know, right. I don't like that. It's fake. And you know what? I'm a lot of things. A lot of people think I'm a dick sometimes, but I'm never fake, because that's one of the things that I just dislike the most in life. You know, be yourself, say what you want to say, and like all this like ass kissing to try and get into the fucking game because you know you can stack people. It just I just can't be part of that. I just can't. You know,
I guess on you know from the other side of things there too, you can understand why certain players do that if that's their likelihood, if this is the way that. And I have friends that I know that do that for sure. I know that they are going to go out of their way, and it's kind of a common thing in all forms of life, whether you're in the nightclub world life or you're whether in wherever you want to hang out with people who can kind of get you things or make things happen for you. In poker, it happens to be these guys can make you money. So I can understand why people who make their living as professional poker players decide to befriend some of these guys. And I'm sure they're not bad people as well. Sometimes maybe they are, but sometimes they're fun or they're successful for a reason. So I understand why you'd want to be maybe friends with that guy if that's how you made money. I mean, if you're making $300,000 a year, if you get in this game, but you got to be friend Frankie over there in the corner. You know, the 6-year-old Frankie.
Look, if you want to do it,
I'm not. I mean, I could do it. I'm not doing it. Yeah,
I don't mean you specifically.
Yeah,
I mean in life. If you want to do that, and you're the kind of person where you're gonna always try and like weasel your way into like good situations to help yourself get farther in your life, you're welcome to do that. But I'm not like that, and you're also not like that. We're like, even I mean, like,
be more
who are the biggest names that are not sponsored in poker?
There's got to be some more. Doyle Brunson.
Okay, Doyle Brunson. That's probably a good one. Yeah.
Well, some of these high stakes guys. Yeah, these high stakes. A lot of these high stakes guys aren't really sponsored by anybody.
A lot of high stakes games are kind of off the grid.
A lot of them are right now off the grid. Yeah, I mean, but you still have a lot of guys who are well known for years now in poker who aren't really sponsored at all.
All I'm saying is like we did it our own way. Like you know, you've been doing this fucking podcast for God knows how many years. Like
3.5 years.
So many. I wonder how many days of podcasts you've done.
A lot.
It's got to be like weeks.
Yeah.
You've done weeks of podcasting if you added all the time together. And you always did your own thing, you know. That's really cool. Like build your own thing, start your own thing, and then you know maybe you should have given like a little more of a fuck what people thought, because then you might have done like a little better on some of the views and stuff.
I know, yeah.
But whenever I said like, you know what, if you do this, you get more views. You're like, yeah, fuck the views. If they don't want to watch, don't fucking watch. And I'm like, dude, that's a really bad strategy.
We've had that conversation about 15 times. I agree, man. You say, hey, what about? I'm like, man, I don't give a. They don't.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though. Like, I have never asked for any handouts. Like all of the stuff I've done, my videos, my streams, my social, my whatever, I did it myself. I didn't ask for someone to like, you know, throw me a shout out on a popular channel or whatever. I wanted to work hard. I wanted to build ground up. I wanted to be my own guy. And like, I can't do the suck up thing for
But on one hand too, you can say that you also, and you know, this benefits me is that we also make money from poker. So we don't necessarily have to worry about, or, you know, we don't have to think about those things really. You know, I mean, we didn't have to necessarily, we can make it on our own. And, you know, you still work with a lot of guys too. So you still have some help as well all along the way, but you don't necessarily need to work with someone who could support what you're trying to do, because you can support yourself. Just like I could support myself too.
Yeah. Okay. True.
You know what I mean? I think that's a big advantage a lot of people out there don't have is they need to partner with someone to be able to pay for things.
Sure. Okay. That's true. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about high stakes bum hunting. Everyone in the high stakes bum hunting world can afford to like pay their bills and shit.
That's true. Maybe. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to make that claim. You know the.
In general, they definitely can.
Yeah, the staking and the markup thing like that, and all the thing like that. So,
what
do you think? How many people do you think are going to have all of themselves in Poker Masters coming up? Is it even smart to have all of yourself in that situation too?
I mean, it depends how rich you are. I mean, like I'm probably going to take all myself in the 50Ks. and then I'll probably sell
Supreme.
some in the 100Ks.
Supreme, how much money are you making, Supreme Leader? My God, kid, taking all yourself in the 50Ks, huh?
It's been a good year.
Been a good year, huh? Okay. That YouTube money, $3 million? Not quite.
Something around there.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that. Been a good year for Supreme Leader.
It's been a good year. It's been a good year. So, yeah, I'd probably take all my stuff in the 50Ks and then probably sell some in the 100Ks.
Yeah.
The cash game coming up on Poker After Dark. Yeah, I haven't fully decided how much I'm going to take, but it's tough because, like, you don't know exactly how big it's going to play because it's 200K min, right? Right. So
one straddle max this time, right?
Yeah, one straddle max. So it's not.
You're not going to get out. You're not going to.
I wouldn't be doing it.
You're not very GTO.
I wouldn't be doing this.
And you're not drinking whiskey this time, right?
Not
drinking a lot of whiskey this time, Doug. For fuck's sakes, man. Seriously, right now?
No.
Stop. No, seriously. No, seriously. Can we do like a drink, Matt? I'll come there, and if you like get, I'll like go slap a drink out of your hand or something. I'm serious right now. I'm serious right now, Doug. How many drinks?
Oh God.
How many drinks?
I have no idea. We're gonna have to play it by ear. I don't
want another video. I don't want another video where you have set your 7 whiskeys in and you lose $400,000 like Hollywood Haxton, man. Come on.
Oh, that would.
Come on.
That would suck.
Oh,
I make no promises.
promises. Jesus Christ. All right, listen, man. Okay, whatever. You go talking. I'm gonna take that in for a second. So. Okay.
All right. So anyway, it's gonna be 200K buy-in. Or min buy-in. And you don't really know like how the game's gonna be playing. You don't really know if they're going to be straddles. You don't really know if people are buying it deep. So you want to be a little more conservative when you don't know what your potential loss is really on like your piece you take, rather than like a 50K tournament. You know you're gonna lose 50K if you lose. So
right, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. If it's a really bad couple weeks, the year is going to be a very different looking year than if it's. So we'll have to see. But here's the thing though, in poker, the way taxes work in America, when you're up a lot and on the year, you're in the highest tax bracket, then additional money is taxed at the same rate as losses are. So you're kind of free rolling the tax. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because I'm gonna have to pay like 40% tax on whatever I win. But if I lose, I was only gonna lose. Sorry, if I lose, I would have to pay 40% tax on that as well. So you're kind of in this like spot where it makes sense to kind of gamble big when you're up a lot on certain years.
Shout out to Russ Fox out there. Andrew L says Doug needs to stop advocating for. That's ridiculous, by the way. But Doug needs to stop advocating for drinking and playing. It's a serious matter that ruins hundreds of lives a night.
Super serious.
Oh,
guys, take me seriously.
He's not advocating for drinking, first of all. But I mean, but by the way, before the straddles happened, you were winning and you were drinking. You were having a good time, and you were up like $100 and some thousand. So it only happened because the 2 straddles pots happened.
I lost 50 big blinds in 3 hands, and it's like the headline story.
Sex sells, baby. Views, baby. Views, baby. You know what gets the views, man. You taught us, Doug.
We're gonna see with the video this week.
Give me some shout outs, Doug. Give a couple shout outs out there, man. Who we got in the chat, boys?
We got Harbs always.
Let's go one. You go one, I go one. Go ahead, go.
Oh no, we're not doing this.
Go one. You go one. No, I got you. I'll go first.
I'm not doing okay.
What's up, Harbs Puppy? What's happening, Harbs? How's it going, man?
I'm not actually I don't know any of these people. You know we're on your channel, right? We're on your channel.
You don't think there's some crossover?
Oh, I think there are, but not these people.
You don't know my boy Martin Peacock?
I think Vince Vega sounds pretty familiar.
What about David Panchoud? What about Sam
Bulero? We got Grind Nation in the mix.
Bulero in the chat. Shout out to
Bulero. What up,
Bulero? Natural 9 member himself. Bulero out there. Mr. German, Mr. Tournament player. Sean K out there. Joey, where'd you go to school in Chi-Town? I went to a Catholic school, my friend. Michael Vittorino. What's happening, Poppy? Joel Brandenburg. Mark K. It's going fast. My boy Dale Cooper out there. Jimmy Bluffett. What's up, man? Cosmo. What's up, Cosmo?
And then Grinder. Trent Franks in the mix.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I mean, that's fine. That was good.
Yeah.
NM Grinder is always out there showing all the love on Twitter.
NM Grinder is always on Twitter. Shout out to NM Grinder. I tweeted him today. I was like, yo, man, I always see you like in the mix. Like, that's what's up.
I like that guy a lot, man. Shout out to MM Grinder, man. Listen, man, you need to get on the team.
All right,
let's move
on. Let's move on. We're talking about next.
I'm giving some shout outs, man. I don't know. Just let me give the.
We did the Poker in America. Dropping a yo. What up?
Yeah, so Poker in America, obviously King of the Hill happened out there too. You played Phil Hellmuth, and Jungle Man played Frank Casella. Jungle Man and Phil Hellmuth went on, and obviously Phil Hellmuth, the greatest poker player of all time, debatably. I mean, listen, I want to talk about this for a second.
Sure, no, that's fine.
I've been doing research for my video. Is Phil Hellmuth the greatest poker player of all time? I think there's a strong case to be made that Phil Hellmuth may be one of the greatest Texas Hold'em tournament players, and maybe one of the greatest Texas Hold'em players of all time. And hear me out. So obviously we know GTO. Right? We know GTO. There's solvers out there. We know GTO. GTO is a way of life. There's no disputing that. But white magic. White magic, obviously, white magic, Phil Hellmuth's patented approach to poker. And he says he invented GTO back in the day. I feel like Phil Hellmuth plays with a mixture of white magic and of GTO. And you can't argue with the results. Okay? And he does some unorthodox things, Doug. He 3-bets the 9-3 offsuit. Hear me out. Hear me out here. But he's won the main event.
All right, that's
won 14 braces over time.
That's fact.
He runs terribly on cash games. He should be crushing these cash games. Ace King versus King 9, the loose cannon on Poker Stars. Just hear me out here. He's on every time I see Phil Hellmuth on a cash game. He's running pretty bad in a big hand, a big spot. So if those go the other way, obviously he crushed you heads up, and he beat Jungle Man heads up too. He just went second WPT after getting. I'm just saying. I think Phil Hellmuth's approach is he's turned an inefficient strategy that we perceive as inefficient into his own efficient strategy. And now he knows how to play it so well. He knows it has such a handle in the situation. And yeah, sure, maybe limp folding queen with 11 big blinds might not be smart. All right, I'm not going to argue with that, Doug. But we cannot argue with the results, the final tables, the results he's had.
Give me strength.
Listen, I'm trying here, okay? I'm making a video.
All right,
okay. The video premise.
Look,
what do we think?
Okay, so.
Chop it down.
All right, so for starters.
Chop it down.
In terms of tournament success, he's definitely got to be one of the best ever. Mm-hmm. There's really no argument there. It is worth noting that he has had many years to get these results.
True.
But in terms of ROI playing tournaments, at least the World Series of Poker, Upswing Poker looked through all of his results, one of our first articles we wrote, and he crushes it, no doubt.
One of the best 50K fantasy players every year too as well.
I don't play 50K fantasy, so I have no idea. But as far as cash games go, it's kind of hard to put him up there. I just can't do that in a good conscience.
Why do you feel like because he makes these unorthodox plays that most people don't view as GTO that he automatically can't be winning with those plays?
Yeah, I just don't think he's up there.
Okay.
But in tournament poker for sure, it's not really debatable. He's one of the best players of all time. He's also done pretty well in a lot of mixed games and stuff too. He's done quite well there as well. So yeah, I would say he's one of the best ever. I wouldn't say he's the best ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my argument. This is the argument I will be presenting in the video. Listen, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm just saying this is the argument.
So your video is going to be like, is Phil Hellmuth the best ever?
Is Phil Hellmuth the best ever? We're going to take a look.
Okay, take a look. We'll see.
I mean, listen. I don't know. You playing high stakes home games with Elon Musk, man. You got to be doing something right. So, what do we think about Poker Night in America? Obviously, they put on this show a new idea. You know what I mean? A new idea. 50K, King of the Hill, 4 players, championship belt. I feel like an idea like that. That's an innovative idea. That's an idea that gives back to the fans of poker.
Right.
In that, it's not taking a bunch of rake from the game. They're not, introducing some form of poker that's over in 10 minutes, but they're actually coming up with an idea that people really enjoyed watching. A lot of people tuned into that. A lot of people were very interested in that idea. And I think that's something that's very cool. They had, the button, the reveal button, the 2 reveals too. Another idea too that I thought was really cool and well done by them. I think this is going to show that you can introduce new poker ideas to poker that people want to watch and be interested in, and not have it be some sort of fucking gimmick.
Yeah.
That that's kind of what I took away from that, and hopefully we'll see more ideas like that in the future. I feel like Poker Night America is doing some really good things.
I really like the direction Poker Night America is going overall. For starters, we look kind of at the full space of like what people are doing in digital, and we see Poker Go obviously trying to go super high end subscription, and then we see Live at the Bike. Doing a lot of like more like relatable stuff, like 5-10 games and whatnot. Yeah. And then we see, WPT, who until they partnered with Poker Go, kind of didn't even know what was going on at all, really, in the digital space. So we've seen a lot of like different strategies or lack thereof.
Jesus.
And Poker Night has been streaming on Twitch for years. Obviously they air on CBS Sports. They've been streaming on Twitch for a while. And I think that they've got a good idea of kind of where they're taking things. And one of the things I've also really enjoyed about Poker Night in America, obviously this year I've had at least one cease and desist, and then some friendly don't do this shit kind of things from some other companies. And Poker Night in America was like, look, you know what? Just like you're promoting us, like it's cool to use our content, like go for it.
They didn't make you take down those videos, Doug?
They didn't make me take down any videos. So awesome, I thought it was really cool of Poker Night to give me that opportunity. And I hope that I've helped build, their brand some too by getting to use that content to promote them.
Do you get paid to go to these things? Because I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I actually don't know the answer to this question, but I feel like the boost that you give some of these, Live at the Bike, you went on there, had 5,000 viewers. Poker in America, you go on there, thousands of viewers too. I mean, how do you feel from your perspective that you bring this much interest and you can boost these numbers up sometimes? I mean, Live at the Bike just did one with Mike Mattisell, Phil Hellmuth, and Kasuf. I think it had 2,000 or something like that, maybe a little more. But you're able to help, and obviously it makes sense. You have a big audience from YouTube. They watch you. You're a great player. There's a lot of different elements that you bring to a stream. But how do you feel from your perspective that you add so much value to a lot of these companies when they bring you on there and when they bring on a stream? I mean, I imagine Poker Go is going to get a lot of signups just because a big part is because you're on their plan.
Well, I mean, I think it's a win-win. I don't think it has to be like one side wins, one doesn't. Mm-hmm. I hope whenever I go on a show that there will be more viewers who want to see me and like see what happens and are interested in it. Because I want to be on shows. I want to be able to play like high stakes poker. Like, you can win money while you're playing. I can take pictures. I can promote myself. I can analyze my hands. I can do all this stuff. So I always view it as win-win. I'm happy to help promote companies and help them grow in exchange for being part of the show. I don't know if that's like always what I'm planning on doing, but at least for now it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense too. I saw Lynn Gilmartin in the chat. Shout out to my girl, Lynn Gilmartin. Make sure you guys, man, Lynn Gilmartin, one of the coolest women in poker, works at WPT. She says, take it easy. So you mentioned WPT. I can't let that bang go. So they were doing doing streams on Twitch a little bit too. Obviously, some of the events they're doing some streams on there too. And obviously they have their broadcast on. Insert the name of the broadcast right there. Bam. Other network. I'm not really sure which network it's on. Maybe Fox Sports.
Yeah, I think that was Fox Sports.
Fox Sports. So
I know they've had a TV deal for forever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've been one of the first things on TV since back in the days. But now they are also partnering up with Poker Go to put all of their live streams on there. I believe they're still going to have the full edited broadcast on Fox Sports too. But now, what do you think about that decision on both sides?
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I think in that Poker Go, or really Poker Central, is a poker production company and is obviously in the digital space. So WPT has like the content. Poker Go needs more content to put out, but they have the production. Seems like kind of a good team up. What's going on here?
It's fucking comment, man. You need to take the lead, Doug. Once you demand appearance fees, then Trooper will start playing in televised games. I mean,
that seems likely.
It just kind of yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a relatively good partnership, I would say.
I think so too. I think it's pretty sweet. I think that it's kind of win-win for both sides. Poker Go gets the content. World Poker Tour gets gets to have all of their events televised now or live streamed at least too.
Yeah, but
wasn't happening before.
Here's kind of the problem when it comes to Poker Go. One of the things that's not attractive about working with them is that it's behind a paywall. So I know that if I do something with them, that a way smaller audience of people will see than if I did something on my YouTube channel or whatever. Right. And that's also, if I was going to do something behind a paywall, why not try and figure out how to do it at Upswing, right, rather than at Poker Go?
I guess the thing is they're handling that part for you. You don't need to figure it out. They sort of do it for you. So it comes down to the time put into it. They handle all the advertising behind the scenes and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go on. I'm going to play on some shows. Like, I'm happy to play. It'll be fun. It's high stakes stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's not as attractive as like going on some of the other shows, I think.
I'm calling it right now. You know what? I might have changed my prediction. I think you're going to be the top winner in the 300-600 limit game. I don't mind paying out the money, okay? And if you are the top winner, I don't know, man. I got nothing actually for that one. So
you already have your $312.12 giveaway.
How do you remember that?
It wasn't that number.
All right, let me get a couple questions from the chat, and then yeah. So you got called out by the guy on EPT Barcelona stream. What your thoughts? Play this guy?
Oh yeah, I kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hilarious. A bunch of people tweet at me like, "What?" And I click the video, and it's like the guy winning.
Doug Polk.
Hey, Doug Polk. Holla at me.
You want to play heads up any stake? Like, oh man, that guy's got some heart. I like that guy a lot.
A lot of heart.
I love his personality.
I think that it's gonna be hard to orchestrate. I think that he wants to play a little lower stakes than I would probably like to play.
Come on, don't give him that treatment.
I'm not trying to give him that treatment. I'm not trying to give him that treatment.
We've heard. I hate motherfuckers that do that. Let's play 10. Let's play 204. The guy's not gonna play 204, man.
I'm not asking.
That'll be fun.
Oh,
put a little time. It'll be fun, man. A little 51.
If we're gonna be in the same location, we might be able to figure something out.
Okay, we can get him here.
We can get him here.
Let's get him. We can get him here. Guy just won EPT Barcelona. You don't think we can get him here to Vegas?
I think we can get him here to Vegas.
I'll tell him I'll take him out, get out of line with them. A couple nights out here and take him back Sass, take him to Rhino. Little OL, man. That guy seems like he likes out of line activities, man. Get in touch with you, man. We got a package for you, bro. We'll set it up. You and Doug play. I'll take you out, get you out of line a few nights, man. Meet you some people in Vegas. Shout out to the women of Vegas, of course. And we'll do that.
Shout out to the women of Vegas.
We'll do that before you play Doug. We'll do that after you play Doug, too.
They're probably here in the chat, Joey. The women of Vegas always stop by for the Joey.
You'd be surprised of the creepers watching right now, for sure. The stalkers, they don't say anything. They're quiet, silent.
Yeah, their name is Jim.
Yeah, shout out to Jim. Whatever, man. Whatever. Listen, and if you come here and you play Doug, you might be able to stay in my second bedroom, my condo, man, on the strip, okay?
You're hooking me up here. You're getting me some heads-up action.
I'm trying to make this happen. Listen, we got to do extreme things. I don't know. We got to do extreme things here. So what else we got on this list here before I get in a couple questions? Streamboat 2 obviously going on now. Perkins down there. But they're getting evacuated because there's a hurricane. Irma's coming that way. So they're not down there for Streamboat right now. I think they're going somewhere else. I'm not sure how this is going to affect my swim bet. But what do you think about Streamboat here going on again? Second time. They're going to be, I guess people are going to be able to win and go down there too. It seems pretty cool. Yeah,
it seems actually, I'm going to be doing a podcast with Perkins on the 9th.
Nice.
At 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Nice.
You guys want to check it out over on my channel, Doug Poker. But
get them even the more exposure, man. People are going to love Perkins, man. Actually, I don't know the Doug audience there. I feel like they're going to like him, man.
No, I think they're going to like it, dude.
It's hard not to like Perkins. The man.
Perkins is
he's the man.
He is one of a kind. He is a one of a kind dude. He's just on the yacht, playing poker, trying to do good things for the game. And he's pretty strongly opinionated. He's got some very strong feelings on a lot of subjects. But
he helped me out a lot a couple weeks ago. I had an issue with it was an Instagram model related thing I was going in, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, who do I know that knows about this well? And I'm like, man, how does Perkins know everything? I think Perkins, I call him up. He gave me some very good perspective on things. And I mean, I don't know, man.
How are you excited for the swimming bet? When's it go? What's the official date for it?
Well, it's supposed to be till the end of Streamboat. So I have to do it when Streamboat ends. That's when I have to do it by. So now if Streamboat gets pushed back, I don't really know what that is.
So you got a little extra time.
I might have a little extra time here.
Extra time. Nice.
But I'm calling it right now. I think I could win the bet today.
Wow.
I think I could win it today.
That's impressive.
I mean, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. But my I can't really do. I had some shoulder pain. My front overstroke.
Oh yeah, the overstroke.
Listen.
Oh my god. And the knees. How are the knees? What about the elbows? Dude, they look a little.
Listen, I'm not making excuses. Okay, I'm still gonna be able to do it. Breaststroke and the backstroke. Okay. I've been working at that hard. But I was gonna say I found something last night on YouTube where it taught me this new stretch. You put your hand down here and you do that like that. It's helped my shoulder pain a lot. So I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I'm gonna take down the bet. Prop Bet King. We'll be win for sure. So we'll be win.
I really hope you don't get eaten by a shark. I'm rooting for that.
Think of the views, bro. Think of the views. Would you get eaten by a shark for 2 million views?
What?
I learned from you. No. You're a bad influence on me, kid. I don't know. I live here. You're telling
bro. You don't want to be the guy being eaten by a shark for views.
What if it's just like a chunk of your leg, but it grows back?
Your leg grows back.
A chunk of your leg grows back.
Still not in for the views. 2 million views are worth $2,000. Well, no, poker goes in the market. It's like $3,000 or $4,000, right?
No, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I have a shark bet. I have a prop bet, guys. Bill Perkins. I have to swim a mile in the ocean by the end of Streamboat. 15,000 Perkins put up. My 5,000 I put up, and I never learned swimming before a couple weeks ago, so I just learned how to swim. And I don't know, man. I feel like I'm doing really well with it.
Godspeed, bro.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Getting out there in the ocean and doing some laps.
Fuck's sakes, man. Let me get a couple questions from the chat, guys. Give me some things, man. No, I'm not going to ask that question. A couple questions in the chat. Anything else on your mind? What's up with the content coming out here, man? Big video coming tomorrow, Doug, huh?
Big video. You guys are
now, Doug. Now
you guys are gonna like this one. No spoilers.
Listen, you kind of fucking you think I don't like anything with spoilers, but I'm excited for this. And I think if it goes down, we could settle. I don't know. I'm excited. I just can't help it. It's like the coolest thing.
We're gonna have to wait until tomorrow.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Happens, but,
we thought you was in the hit. No, okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, fine. Sam Havel says, "How much are you taking to poker after dark?"
How much of myself am I taking?
How much money are you taking there? 1 million?
We're probably taking something in the vicinity of that.
Okay, 1 million. No, we've kind of already talked about that one. What's the situation with the bankroll challenge, please?
We're going to be playing some sessions this fall. We're going to play some sessions.
What is your bankroll at right now?
16 something, 1600 something. I don't know. The last session was like late April. But I mean, I was never gonna play May till like August. I was never gonna play any Bankroll Challenge. That was never in the cards.
Yeah.
So we'll get a few more sessions in. It's looking like 2026 maybe finish, wrap it up. Be 37 years old, probably a good place to finish.
I mean, all you have to do is win it at some point in time, right?
Yeah. There's no timeline, so it's whatevs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frank P says, can you give a shout out to taking your shirts off?
No.
Okay. Crazy North Entertainment, new fighting match between poker players. Anything? What do you think about? No. Okay. Okay. Can you doggy paddle or free for the swim challenge or freestyle? I can do any stroke that I can want to do for that one. So yeah. Jack Lawless, why is everyone obsessed with Doug's hair?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I really don't know, actually.
I don't know.
It's like its own thing now.
I know.
It's kind of insane.
Robert Balderman says, are you ever coming back to Twitch?
Ever is a strong word, but probably not. I might stream video games from time to time, just hang out, but no. If I'm streaming poker, it's going to be on YouTube.
Okay. Who is the best poker player of all time? QQIES asks. Great question, by the way.
It's so hard to really know who the best is because like there's so many different forms of poker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think a really good candidate would be Ben Solsky. The guy's good at like basically every type of poker.
Okay.
Let me think. Best ever.
Best ever.
It's so hard because there's so many different forms.
Right.
Cash, online, live, no limit, mixed games, PLO.
The great game,
which you backstabbed with your no limit reviews. Yeah, I saw those. We made fun of them on the channel, dog.
Oh, did you? I didn't fucking see that video. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
Listen, first of all, no limit hold'em is like naked women. It sells. People want no limit hold'em. PLO, the great game, they don't give as much a fuck, man, and that's sad.
So sorry. If no limit is naked women, what is PLO?
It's that non-nude porn, bro. It's that non-nude porn, and then that's like when you go to the site and they're just in the lingerie. No limit hold'em. That's like the naked woman is ready to get after it, man. I'm telling you, I don't like it, and I'm gonna do something to fix it. Bye. You know, we gotta convert them slowly. We can't. I found like I was just stabbing the needle in their arm so fast that it didn't like it. So I gotta go slowly. I gotta get.
Meanwhile, though, titties.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I need to basically. Yeah, it is what I mean. I don't know. Yeah, it's a plus, I've kind of been enjoying watching Nolan Holton hands. I mean, some of those high stakes, they're like kind of fun.
Are you feeling okay? Temperature?
They're kind of fun, man. I like looking at them. It's weird. OTB Red Baron, he opened that $27,000 into a $10,000 pot. 27? How is that? How can that be? Is that GTO?
Oh, there's all kinds of GTO. Dude, GTO has all kinds of insane overbetting.
I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, and then of course he's got the nuts, you know. And True Teller's got to call Queen. I just don't know. Whatever. I just, you know, it is what it is. But I don't mind.
Did he win a lot of money?
He did.
So, I mean, you sound jealous.
Oh my God.
You're jealous of Tom Dwan.
How do you feel about when people say that in the comments that you're jealous of Tom Dwan?
I mean, it is what it is. It's like they're Tom Dwan fans, right? And then I've said negative things about their hero, so they're gonna lash out and say what they gotta say to, like, you know, attack me. Which, you know, that's fair. People want to say that. That's cool. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm really happy with my life. I'm really happy with what I get to do. I love making videos. I'm happy to have started a business I'm proud of that really helps people learn the game of poker.
Mm-hmm.
I still do play high stakes. I've still been successful playing high stakes. And I guess, like, I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to be jealous of. Maybe it's the
fandom. I don't know.
Like, what am I exactly jealous? Like, he has fans. I mean, people have fans. The thing. I'm not jealous of, like, Negreanu because he has fans, or Hellmuth because he has fans, or Doyle because he has fans. I have no problem personally with Tom Dwan. I just think he's made some unethical decisions and should be more accountable for them.
So you're saying you are jealous?
I'm saying I'm very jealous.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I
thought
that's
honestly,
what you're saying.
I wasn't
sure if that's what you're saying.
It's those beautiful eyes.
I don't know. I've never seen his. I don't know. I don't know what his eyes look like.
Just look deep. Look deep. I'll tell you. You know, stay right there.
Okay. I don't know what he's doing, guys. Right now, he's going to get. Oh my God.
Look.
Is this real?
Into those beautiful eyes, Joey.
Okay, let me do it. Let me do this. Hold on a second.
Deep, all right,
baby. They are pretty beautiful.
I've been waiting for this.
They are beautiful, man. Look at her, man. Where's he at? What is he doing here? What's happening in this picture?
There's
graffiti on the wall. There's a window. Why is there
Macau.
12 pairs of Nike shoeboxes here and a sewing machine?
It's
what is ow. Bang bang, that's racist, bro.
How is that racist?
Listen, man.
How is that racist?
Actually, that's not true. You're right. You're right.
Not racist.
You're right. A majority of the shoes are made in China. I cannot dispute that, or made in Asia, whatever. That's right. What is that picture, bro? What the fuck is that?
Bro, we like to have a good time here. We like to have a good time on the channel.
Oh yeah, someone in the chat said, Joey, you said you would ask Doug about him tweeting about racism and politics. What's up with you tweeting about racism and politics and getting into a K-Hall on Twitter?
So I normally don't get into this stuff too much because I think it's like in general not a good play to get too political. But I guess I really dislike when people get really extreme on either side, either conservative or liberal, where it just gets to be like way too much. And I do feel a little bit. I'm actually gonna preface what I'm about to say by saying this because it's a bit of a dangerous situation. There's no doubt in this country.
Oh, boy.
You asked me the question.
I'm regretting it already. Don't say anything. Come on.
There's no doubt in this country that white people are privileged, 100%. And anyone that's going to like say that is not say that is just being an idiot or lying to you. But that also doesn't mean that it should be cool to attack white people for being white. That's my only thing. We should treat everyone equally, be nice to all people, understand the plight of some of these, minority groups that do suffer in this country, but then also have respect for white people as well, even though they're the majority group. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I think it's a fair point.
I agree.
You asked me a question.
I agree.
Whoa, I'm not getting involved there, Doug. I'm not getting part of this.
I agree. That's a fair point. But obviously, tweeting out about those things, getting into these back and forths with somebody like the King, Kate Hall, shout out to the King out there. Obviously that's going to bring, people that are big fans of yours and say mean things to her, which is kind of what happened too. So even though you stick up for a point like that, you have an issue with that, but at the same time, now Kate too. So, and that's kind of, what I saw from my perspective too. Obviously like it's kind of funny. I enjoyed it, whatever. I understand where you guys are coming from both your sides, but to do it on Twitter and just in terms of the follow-up that happens from that, I think that's something I would worry about too from
it's tough. It's tough now because my entire life, I've always just been someone that kind of like, if I feel like firing off, I just fire off because I don't have a boss. I don't have anyone I have to report to. Mm-hmm. I'm my own man. So like, if I want to say some shit, I could say some shit. But like now it's a little bit different because you like unleash people on something. And like, it kind of sucks a little bit because sometimes like, let me give you a really good example of this. The Alec Torelli thing.
Double
A. Even though what he did wasn't okay, I don't think he handled it correctly. I said in my video that I thought that he didn't do it on purpose. I just think he handled it badly afterwards, and it got a little dicey. But then the amount of hate that he got, like,
he got a lot of hate, man. I mean, that's kind of deserved it. Like, hate the guy. You know what I mean? Like, he still puts out good content. He
got a lot of hate everywhere, and I just like saw that. And like when I made the video, I didn't really think that was what was going to happen. I just thought like it was a good topic for a video, and so I'd talk about it. So it is like actually something where you have to start to think a little bit like when you go after somebody, and there are a lot of people that are going to see it, then maybe you do change the way people think about other people, which does have some responsibility as the person that's creating the content. But at the same time, it's also I can't just like not say anything anymore because people will hear. You have to like try and walk the line.
That's true. You got to walk. I mean, it's obviously a slippery slope. That's only going to be getting more and more of something you got to think about too going forward, because obviously that influencer capability of yourself grows and grows and grows. You have a very authoritative opinion in the poker world that a lot of people look to, and sometimes your opinion is the only one some people are going to see as well. So you have the ability to sort of shape the way that people think and feel about different things, and also you have the voice and the biggest voice, and other people, like there's some other people that do have, they get people to watch their stuff, but at the same time, other people aren't creating content. They might just be on Twitter, or they might not be commenting at all, and they don't have a way to maybe even defend themselves or talk about their point. And we've seen in the past when people do that, maybe not always the best idea to do that anyway, because some of the, kind of the way that they go upon it. And I mean, it's just the interesting thing, I guess, you probably never thought about when you got into doing this stuff. You never thought about that you would have to, you'd have to be at this point in time and be this person who decides this stuff in some ways.
I never thought that I would have to think about what the effect will be like for other people based on saying things that are true. Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm like out here like making shit up. Like everything I've said is legit. I always have, accurate accounting of what happened. I don't, I might edit it down to like the core things that happened, but I'm not manipulative with what I say. It's based around facts. Mm-hmm. And so it's just weird to be like, oh,
carefully edited, by the way.
Carefully edited.
Right. Carefully edited. By team people.
But it's weird. It's weird for that to actually be something where you have to think about, like, is it going to end up being too much to do this? You know, like I kind of debated doing something on the pads angle thing, but then I also was like, for starters, by the way, I think that he shouldn't have done it. I think that it was like a little bit over the line.
Patrick Leonard. Okay.
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, so do I make the same thing I did for Trelli, but with the pads thing? And do I want that? And no, I think Pad's a nice guy. I don't want that to happen to him, you know?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I guess it's tough sometimes.
Yeah, certainly it's tough, man. Only gonna get tougher, kid. What you got? So what you got coming up here in the future with content wise? Obviously, you get back on the YouTube grind, put out a lot of videos.
Yeah,
you're gonna be grinding that pretty hard, or what's going on?
We're going every day as much as possible.
I mean, every day, bro.
It is. I mean, I got several videos already lined up. We got a couple great hymns we're gonna cover. We got the Think Program in America we're doing this week. Got a fantastic video tomorrow. Okay. We got a podcast with Perkins on Saturday.
BP.
I'm gonna try and do as close to every day as possible. I don't know if it's gonna be possible to Poker Masters, but at least for the next week or two, going hard. And gonna try to put out good stuff, man.
I'm happy to see you doing the podcast, by the way, too, because I feel like it's helping to get, more. It's helping to get more exposure out there for podcasts too, because I think podcasts are a long form thing, and when they see it on mine, they are definitely long form.
They definitely
but
are.
When they see it on mine, they're like, hey, I'm not going to check it out. But I know you got a lot of your own fans there that are going to check out. Maybe they're going to check out a podcast and they're going to see, I enjoy this, or I enjoy learning more about these certain people, or hearing these things discussed too. So I think it's all around very good for just everything. So, and plus, I feel like
I agree.
A lot. I think people are. It's cool to get to know more about. Even like a guy like Perkins, who people know more about now. But I think that. More people should probably know about him. I think he does a lot of value for the poker world. He provides a lot of value with the words that he says too. Just all around, does really great. I mean, he's put a stream about he's gonna have like 6 guys came down there, man. He flew these guys down there, staying with him in a house. It's ridiculous.
It is insane.
It's ridiculous. Insane. It's crazy, man. It's
so
just
my strategy with the podcast is gonna be when I can get like really high quality guests on, I'm gonna go for it, or when I can like get someone on about a current topic. But I'm not going to just like grind pods just for pods.
Get Phil Ivey on. Can you get Phil Ivey on?
I would love to get Phil Ivey on, but I don't think
Please get Phil Ivey on.
I don't think that's realistic.
Can you get Isai Scheinberg on?
He's
what it's going to be like.
Welcome to join.
This is what they say. This is what they keep saying. What about David Bazoff?
Oh, people ask you this stuff?
All the time, yeah.
I thought it was especially funny on Twitter. I like tweeted something like, who would you guys like to see on for a pod? And like one of the first guys was like, Trump. It's like, thanks, man. Really appreciate this input.
Can you get Trump on the podcast? No, that's all right. Fine. Okay. All right. A couple more questions. Let's wrap this up here. Let me take one more question here. We've covered all the thing, man. Let's talk a little bit about Instagram. Man, Instagram. I love Instagram so much, man. Shout out to Instagram. Instagram's great if you're single. It's great if you're single. If you got a girl like you, it ain't that fun because it can be. You go through the explore feature.
Yeah, I don't really use Instagram, so I just post.
I know. Steve, how many hours of poker are both of you playing these days? Good question. How many hours of poker are you playing these days?
If I'm playing, you probably see it somewhere, so that many.
Yeah, I think I'm probably playing maybe 100 hours a month or something like that. Playing a bunch of.
Still a lot.
I just love PLO. Like, I just like playing. I still love the game. It's like when I do it, I just get lost in doing it, which is a feeling I enjoy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just I love doing that. So still playing a lot. Doug, please bring back poker tip of the day to Snapchat. Today's poker tip of the day. If you got the nuts, you're going to want to make a big bet on the river to get max value from your hand.
Why? I mean, I just put them on Instagram. Why? If you like them that much, why don't you just go to Instagram?
That's true.
I mean, long run, I'm going to try and use Instagram over Snapchat. I just, I've been growing both of them, so I've been grinding both.
Mm-hmm. Give me another tip of the day. Give me something here. I mean, it's hard to fit 10, 15 seconds into a poker tip of the day that's like going to provide some piece of value for someone.
I think I try and work them in there. I think they're usually pretty good. The problem now is I've just done so many that they kind of blend together.
I don't know. I think you can keep doing them more though.
Yeah.
Like there's not like Doug did this 7 months ago, 75th tip ago. You know what I mean?
That's totally true. That's totally true.
Yeah, I think you still do it. So
yeah.
All right, that's it. I think that's what we have. So what do you have? So yeah, video coming up tomorrow. You did a video today, a poker news episode, right? What's the subjects covered? Dan Bilzerian. I saw him in the thumbnail. I'm going to watch it after this, man.
We got a little
DB's back. What do you do? I don't know what he did. You gotta watch.
Bilzerian and Dwan spot in Vegas. Talk a little bit about Fedor joining party. Talk about Talk about some of the stuff that Star's been doing lately. More great, fantastic stuff there too. Talk about Phil Hellmuth getting second in that WPT event. That close to taking it down.
What a legend. I love him.
Yeah, a lot of good stories. You guys check it out over on my channel.
Too.
Yeah.
Great book. And all right, so that's it. A lot of content on YouTube as well. And my show tonight, Live at the Bike Show, will be at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Check it out there. And then the new show on Poker Central comes out tomorrow if you sign up. I hate saying this fucking promo code, man. I hate saying use the promo code Joey when I say this thing.
But use promo code Joey
for the year, guys.
So I'm not gonna.
It just doesn't feel. It feels like,
guys,
weird, man.
So if you're gonna sign up for Poker Go because you want to see me play, I'm not selling out and I don't have an affiliate link, but use code Joey.
Yeah.
Use code Joey.
Fuck it, man. Do it. Okay. Use code Joey. That's fine. That's right. Give me the money, please. I need to pay the rent in Vegas. Gotta pay for out-of-line activities, man. Gotta pay for these giveaways. All right. That's all we got, right?
All right, we're good.
That's it. Anything
awesome,
else?
man.
That's it. All right. Much love.
Good stuff.
Guys in chat,
guys.
enjoy your socks, puppy. That's it. I gotta get up here. No, I don't have a spray tan. I just go out in the sun a lot to go swimming and I get a tan.